Welcome to today's Explainer. Right now, we're seeing these incredibly strict European sustainability regulations heading on a high-speed collision course with global manufacturing. But, instead of just creating this massive mountain of paperwork, this clash is unexpectedly forging something absolutely incredible: the smart compliance factory powered by cutting-edge AI. So let's dive right in and explore exactly how regulatory compliance is transforming from a costly headache into a huge competitive advantage.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the CBAM Compliance Challenge, then see how AI transforms carbon monitoring, and look at predictive energy management. From there, we'll expand to supply chains and digital twins, and finally arrive at the Smart Compliance Factory.
All right, Part 1, the CBAM Compliance Challenge and navigating data silos. Let's look at the inciting incident for this whole transformation. So the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBAM, isn't exactly a gentle suggestion from the European Union. It's a pretty aggressive regulation that's forcing manufacturers, especially in heavy industries like steel, cement, and fertilizers, to truly understand and accurately report the carbon footprint of literally any product they export to Europe. For globally operating organizations, this is a high-stakes reality. If you want to do business in the EU, you absolutely must have reliable monitoring and highly accurate emissions calculations. But actually doing that, well, it's a lot harder than it sounds.
Think about it. Modern manufacturing generates an absolute avalanche of data. We're talking millions of data points pulling from production systems, energy records, maintenance logs, complex supply chain information, quality metrics, environmental indicators, the whole shebang. Historically, all of this is locked away in disconnected, isolated silos. And trying to manually calculate an accurate carbon footprint from this mess, it's a complete spreadsheet nightmare. Trying to manually collect, validate, and analyze that much disjointed data is just completely impossible to scale.
So it begs the question, how do organizations actually scale this complexity? I mean, if manual data entry and endless spreadsheets are literally breaking under the sheer weight of these CBAM requirements, who or what is going to step in and save the day?
Which brings us to Section 2. AI transforms carbon monitoring, moving from reactive to proactive operations.
Traditional emissions reporting relies heavily on manually pulling historical data and running these periodic analyses. It's essentially like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. But the dynamic AI approach, that changes everything. Artificial intelligence and machine learning continuously monitor your operations in near real time. It's not just passively recording data, it's actively identifying patterns. Suddenly, you've got this crystal clear visibility into resource utilization and emissions anomalies exactly when they happen, not 3 months later during some random audit.
And this creates a beautifully seamless automated reporting flow. So it goes like this: collect, validate, analyze, and report. These AI platforms automatically collect information from all those previously siloed sources we talked about. Validate the data quality so you know the numbers are solid. Analyze it for immediate insights, and then automatically generate the reports you need for compliance. By taking over this massive administrative burden, AI drastically reduces your compliance costs while significantly improving consistency and accuracy. It's a total game changer.
Okay, moving on to Section 3. Predictive sustainability and energy. We've seen how AI monitors, but let's see how it actively creates smarter operations.
So energy consumption is obviously one of the absolute largest contributors to industrial emissions. Simply put, to master CBAM, you've got to master energy. And AI systems can deeply analyze usage patterns and automatically adjust factory operations to hit your specific efficiency targets. They monitor equipment performance continuously, and get this, they even schedule proactive maintenance before a machine starts running inefficiently and wasting power. And the best part of all of this? The environmental benefits and the financial benefits happen at the exact same time. Lower emissions literally equal lower energy bills. This introduces a truly massive shift. Forecasting outcomes transforms sustainability from a reactive reporting activity into a highly proactive management function. Because AI uses predictive analytics, production managers can actually evaluate the environmental impact of planned activities before they even happen. It basically gives executives the superpower of foresight, right? Allowing them to assess future compliance risks and make highly informed decisions before a problem ever occurs on the factory floor.
Let's dive into Section 4, Supply Chains and Digital Twins. It's time we expand our view out into complex international supply networks and virtual intelligence.
Because here's the thing. CBAM isn't just about what you do inside your own four walls. It's about your entire value chain. And obtaining reliable data from international networks is notoriously difficult. But AI steps in to manage this complexity too. Advanced platforms can monitor your supplier's sustainability performance, identify where reporting gaps exist, evaluate environmental risks, and even support emissions estimation when hard data is just completely missing. This gives businesses incredibly deep visibility while simultaneously bolstering their overall supply chain resilience.
And this brings us to a pretty fascinating concept from Industry 4.0, the digital twin. A digital twin is basically a virtual representation of your physical operations. Think of it as a digital sandbox where you can simulate production processes and evaluate different scenarios. When you combine that digital twin technology with AI carbon intelligence, you unlock just an incredible amount of strategic power.
And the magic word here is before. Organizations can use digital twins to test out new, sustainable operational changes virtually. Want to see how a new machine schedule impacts your carbon footprint? Just run it in the digital twin. You can assess the environmental impacts and make much smarter decisions without ever risking or disrupting your actual physical production lines. It's continuous improvement with absolutely zero operational risk. How cool is that?
All right, on to our final chapter, Section 5, the Smart Compliance Factory, and moving beyond regulation. This is where we reveal the true strategic twist of this entire transformation.
Because here is the ultimate takeaway. Compliance is actually a Trojan horse for competitive advantage. Initially, regulations like CBAM feel like this heavy, costly burden. But forward-thinking organizations recognize the truth. By being forced to invest in these intelligent, AI-driven systems just to comply, they're accidentally upgrading their entire business. They're gaining unprecedented operational visibility, building immense customer trust through transparency, and unlocking massive automation efficiencies. The businesses doing this right are fundamentally making themselves more competitive.
So what does this future factory actually look like? Well, first off, it is highly connected. The days of siloed data are totally over. In the Smart Compliance Factory, your production systems, your energy grids, and your supply chain monitors all speak seamlessly to one another through an integrated AI platform.
Second, it's completely data-driven. Every strategic decision in this future state relies on robust, validated insights rather than guesswork or historical assumptions. Your digital twins and predictive models guide your operational choices with mathematical precision. And finally, it's completely environmentally aware. Sustainability is no longer an afterthought or some annual report tucked away in a drawer. It's deeply embedded into everyday operations. It's continuously optimizing energy, reducing emissions in real time, and ensuring that every single product rolling off the line meets the highest global standards.
Which leaves us with one vital question. Are you ready to build the smart compliance factory of the future? Look, CBAM forces the issue, but AI provides the toolkit to not just survive these regulations, but to actually thrive because of them. The future absolutely belongs to the businesses that can combine intelligence, transparency, and innovation. So how will you leverage this intelligence to define your competitive advantage? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the incredible world of sustainable technology.